Hello, so welcome everybody to day 2 of this training to help you to create a six-figure business within 6 months. And today is about the guaranteed success equation. So today I'm going to walk you through the way to set yourself up for success and guarantee your success. So there's only one thing standing in between you and success, and that is you. So, okay, Michelle can't hear anything. Can everybody else hear me fine? Can everybody else hear me? Yes. Okay, awesome. All right, Michelle, okay, Michelle's not going to hear me because she can't hear me. So I will just quickly type in the chat. Try coming back in again. Okay. All right. Super cool. So, yes, if you could give me a little bit of feedback from the last session. What was your biggest takeaway? And what did you do after the last session? Did you go and actually take action on something and make progress toward your greatest goal, your greatest dream? Did you get really clear on your vision, your purpose, your mission, and sort of and put together a clear goal for you to shoot for in 2023? Because the only way you're going to achieve anything is by being really, really clear on what it is that you want to achieve. All right, Michelle's got a thumbs up. We have sound. Yes, awesome. Super cool. Brilliant. Okay, so Lisa, I started researching affiliate marketing. Yes, awesome. Nicole, thank you. And I journal a lot thinking about your questions. What is your why, etc. Awesome. That's great progress. Know what you're selling. Yes, absolutely, Catherine, without a doubt. Okay, Maria's going to catch up on the recording today. Yes, because it is Christmas. Normally, I only allow these things up for about 48, 2 to 3 days. But because it's Christmas and I know everybody is crazy busy, and I honor you for being here because it is a crazy time of year. So just the fact that you're here live or you're catching up on the replays, kudos to you, because it is a nutty time of year. And but you do have until Boxing Day in Australia or Christmas Day in the United States. So you have 7 days to catch up on all these recordings, and just take away whatever resonates with you and do something with it. Put it into action. That's where the rubber meets the road. That is where the gold is. So, all right. So let's get started today. What I'm going to do is start by sharing my iPad screen. Share my screen. And where is my, there it is. Hit play. Okay, can everybody see my screen? Yes? Okay, super cool. We are go. All right, so today is about the guaranteed success equation. What I'm going to walk you through today is literally how to set yourself up for success, how to overcome, release the things that are standing in the way, slowing you down and stopping you from achieving the success that you truly desire and deserve, because you are infinitely powerful. I want you to think about that right for a moment. I want you to say to yourself right now, I am infinitely powerful. Allow those words to just resonate and kind of bump around within your brain for a little bit. I am infinitely powerful. If you are infinitely powerful, what are you capable of? Type it in the chat. Write it in the chat. For you, if you are infinitely powerful, what are you capable of? I am going to continue to ask you to participate because the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So if you're going to get the most out of this training, you need to participate. Lisa, everything. Absolutely. Achieving my goals. Definitely. There you go, Maria. Never thought about this before. So if you are infinitely powerful, what are you capable of? Anything you put your mind to, right? Nicole, I'm capable of achieving financial freedom. Absolutely. And so much more. You're capable of literally anything when you realize, yes, Marissa, basically anything. You are capable of anything when you realize and embody the knowledge that you are infinitely powerful and you live from that place. So, why most people, I'm going to share with you today, why most people struggle to realize their dreams and how to fix it in 2 minutes or less. Does that sound good? So, I'm going to identify the number one reason 99% of people fail to realize their dreams. I'm going to identify the underlying causes of that reason. Powerful techniques to clear your blocks to success. Techniques to uncover those blocks. And we're actually not going to do some live clearing of blocks today. I'm going to do live clearing of blocks tomorrow. That is tomorrow's session. So you do not want to miss tomorrow, because whoever is in the hot seat with me tomorrow, I'm going to work with them to clear their blocks. And before tomorrow, you're going to have homework. So just a heads up about tomorrow. Please don't come to the session tomorrow wanting to work with me and then get on live with me and say, I've got money blocks. Well, yes, and that doesn't give me a lot to work with. I'm going to show you techniques and strategies to uncover specifically what your blocks are today. And what I'm going to ask you to do is go away and do some discovery work between now and tomorrow, so you can come to the call tomorrow to work with me, knowing more specifically what those blocks are. Because the more specific you get, the easier it's going to be for me to help you to clear those blocks. So that's why I am really, I'm heavy on the participation. Because the more you participate, the better the results you get. The clients who work with me who get the greatest results are the ones who go away and do the work. I had a client message me this morning. She's been getting the most massive breakthroughs over the last 2 months. Like, decades and decades of stuff is just being cleared, has been cleared within 3 months. And what she does is, as soon as she gets the replay of the call from the coaching call that we do, she does it again and she does it again. And she messaged me this morning and she's went, oh my God, everything just makes so much sense now. I just cannot believe that I've had all this stuff that I have not held on, that I've held on to, that has stopped me. And she said, messaged me this morning, says, there is nothing that's going to stop me now, which is, you know, that is when I receive those kind of messages, it's just the best. So that's why I love this work so much. It's powerful and I can help you, but you've got to also do the work at the same time. It's a two-sided equation. So what do you think is the biggest thing that is holding you back from achieving your dreams? There's no wrong answer. There's one answer that I'm looking for, but there's no wrong answer. So in the chat, what do you think is the biggest thing that is holding you back from achieving your dreams? Lisa got it. Straight up. Fear. You've been here before, haven't you, Lisa? Catherine, fear of getting sick again, fear of success, fear of failure. Undoing all the indoctrination. Oh, Maria, yes, you are speaking my language. Yes, absolutely. Undoing all the indoctrination. Fear was the answer that I was looking for, but undoing all the indoctrination is definitely a big part of it. Yes. So, and I'm going to work through the primary kinds of fears. Fear of not enough energy, So Megan, yes, starting something and then not being able to have the energy to be able to follow through, if that's something that you have experienced before in your life. So yes, absolutely. Fear. The biggest block to success is fear of something. And with 60,000 programs running around in our brains, there can be multiple types of fears. So one of the most important differences between super successful entrepreneurs and those who continue to struggle and languish in lives of quiet desperation, lack, and mediocrity is super successful people don't allow fear to run the show. It doesn't mean they don't have fear. It means they feel the fear and do it anyway. It means that they focus beyond the fear on the goal that they are working to accomplish. It means that they build their own self-confidence and their courage, and they develop the traits and their characteristics. So fear is not the dominant factor in them taking the action they need to take, because fear is what stops you taking the right kind of action. It might stop you taking action altogether. It might cause procrastination. It might also just cause you to take the wrong kind of action. It will stop you from taking the specific, targeted kind of action that's going to be get you the most bang for your buck, basically. So it's the what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, it's the specific action that's going to get you the best results, to get you to accelerate your progress that you want to be taking. And most people will do anything but. They will be busy doing stuff that does not get them the kind of results that they want. And most people don't even realize it. They're busy AF, but they're running on the spot. So successful people don't allow fear to run the show. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is taking action in spite of the fear. And that's where you need to get to. Yes, I help people to release the fears, the doubts, and the blocks all the time. And that's a great help to releasing yourself from the grip of the fear. But it's also developing the traits and the characteristics that you are able to say to yourself, yeah, I feel anxious. I feel scared AF at the moment. I am way out of my comfort zone. I am really uncomfortable, but damn it, that is not going to stop me. I'm going to have the courage and the confidence to back myself all the way and do it in spite of myself, in spite of my misgivings, in spite of my fear of the unknown, in spite of my fear of change, in spite of my fear that something bad might happen. I'm going to do it anyway. That's where the gold is. That's where you need to get to. So the question is, are you playing to win or are you playing not to lose? I want you to think about this. The vast majority of people, one of the big reasons they're not successful is because they're playing not to lose, because they're playing from a state of fear. They're on the playing field, but they're standing back with their arms crossed because they're afraid to get hurt. They're standing back watching everybody else playing because it's like, oh, I'm not so sure. Doesn't look too safe out there. I might get caught in a scrum. Oh. If you want to play, you've got to play to win. Now, that doesn't mean that you take unnecessary risks or risks that you haven't assessed and you are not willing to take. You have to do your due diligence. You have to look at what your goal is and assess the potential risks for what you're going to do. There's always risks. Sorry, in this game of life, there's always risks. When you get out of your bed in the morning, there's a risk. Do you know my neighbor? It's sort of funny now, but in August, I only spoke to my neighbor 2 days ago. Haven't seen her in ages. Wonder what happened to her. In August, it was a rainy night. She ran out the back door to take her dressing gown, big, massive, heavy dressing gown off the line because it had started to rain. And as she picked up the dressing gown and went to run back in the house. Her feet got caught in the dressing gown. She tripped and fell. She broke all of her toes and all 5 of her metatarsals in her foot, going out to the clothesline to get the dressing gown off the clothesline so it wouldn't get wet. And she looked at me and she said, could have let it stay in the line, get wet, and it would have dried the next day, and I wouldn't have had a broken foot. She had to spend 2 months at her parents looking after her because she couldn't look after herself. Like, life is risky, people. So if you can break your foot that badly going out to the clothesline, you know what? What are you going to do? Lock yourself in your house and never leave? You've got to be willing to take some level of risk. So the people who are the most successful have a high affinity for risk. People who are not successful have a high adversity to risk. I am not saying that you take risks that you are not willing to take, but you assess the playing field. You look at the risks involved. You look at the potential wins and you go, is the risk worth the win? And you are not going to win every time. You're just not, but you've got to play to win. So I have this analogy that I use with this, and that is, imagine you have two teams. They're playing a sport, whatever sport you love, they're playing that sport, and it's a team sport. So you've got 2 teams. You've got one team that is absolutely going full on, flat out in their preparation. They are giving it all they've got. Some of their players might sustain a couple of injuries during training, but they're doing their best to mitigate those risks, to manage the potential risk of their players getting injured. But they're running the plays. They're looking at their tactics, their strategies. They're analyzing the other team's game, and they're looking at how they can set themselves up to win. This is like the Super Bowl of their sport. So they're going all in, nothing sort of left to chance. They're doing everything they can to set themselves up and look up to win. When they get to game day, they get out on the field and they give it absolutely everything. Nobody's worried about getting hurt. They're just giving it everything they've got. They're running their plays. They've done the preparation work. They're on the field. They're giving it everything. You've got team number 2, who's a little more risk averse. They got to the playoffs, but they were cautious getting there. They sort of, they gave it, they did preparation, but it kind of wasn't everything. And they get out on the playing field and they're a little more cautious, because even though it's the end of the season, they really don't want to get hurt. So they're kind of reserved in their approach. Who do you think is more likely to win? Not sort of anything's possible, right? Anything and everything is possible. The outcome is not certain, but who has set themselves up to win and more likely to win? Exactly, Michelle, the first team, the team who is giving it everything they have got. They've prepared themselves and they're leaving it all on the field. Even if they walk off broken, they know they've got an off season to recover with all their physios and whatever. Yes, exactly. Awesome, Megan. Great analogy. Think of our to-do tasks as training for the big game. Yes, if you aren't training and are unfit and haven't practiced the play, you're not ready. There you go. Absolutely. So, and you've got to play to win versus playing not to lose. The vast majority of people, they're afraid to lose money. They're afraid to lose face. They're afraid to lose friends. I'm going to talk about all of this. They're afraid it's not going to work out. They're afraid that they don't have what it takes. It's this fear-based response to life. This is why people don't take the action they need to take. They will find reasons not to move forward when really they're just excuses. And we're all guilty of this. Every single one of us, me included. So it's not about sort of being the perfect person to get this done. It's about recognizing where you are holding yourself back and then doing what you need to overcome that. So There are 3 root causes of failure. These are the base ones, right? So firstly, it's not safe. This is a huge one. Full transparency, I've actually been working through that myself the last couple of weeks. I discovered that I've had this thing for my whole life, I think. Actually, I found out that it came from previous lifetimes. It's not safe. It's not safe to step out. There's some fear related that something bad is going to happen, or it's just not going to work out, or you're going to put yourself in harm's way, but something that says it's not safe. Second one is massive. I'm not good enough. Huge. Lack of self-belief, self-worth, and self-confidence is massive. A huge reason why people don't back themselves, why they don't get into they don't throw themselves onto the field and give it all they've got. And the third one is I don't deserve it. So the second and third ones are sort of kind of similar, but there is enough distinction that if you think about I'm not good enough, in that I am not enough, or I don't deserve it. So there's a lot of guilt and shame and that is being carried that says, no, I don't deserve it. I don't deserve to be successful. I don't deserve to be wealthy. I don't deserve to have the man of my dreams or the relationship of my dreams. I don't deserve to have a wonderful life and have all the wonderful things and to achieve my goals and dreams. So these are the 3 primary causes of failure for people, the primary beliefs that stop people from achieving their goals and dreams. And don't forget, there are people as well who it's not as if they're not working hard and giving 100% of effort to what it is that they do, but there are these underpinning beliefs, fears, doubts that come in and actually sabotage your actions. If your brain, your subconscious mind believes that it's not safe because your subconscious mind is creating your reality. And if your subconscious mind believes it's not safe, then it's going to orchestrate something that stops you. So, okay, we've already done that. What do you think is the biggest thing holding you back from your dreams? It is fear. So let's look at this guaranteed success formula or a guaranteed success equation. So the first thing, the thing about your subconscious mind is it has all these beliefs. According to Deepak Chopra, it's about 60,000 beliefs that are running around in your head. Some of them are supportive of your success. Some of them will sabotage you. And it depends how many limiting beliefs you have as opposed to supportive beliefs, and the kind of limiting beliefs you have as to which beliefs win in the end. And it's being able to uncover the limiting beliefs and the fears and the doubts that are stopping you from moving forward, and then releasing your emotional attachment to them so they don't drive the show, that helps you to get the results. So it's your beliefs are the foundation. Your beliefs create your feelings. So if you believe that all men are bastards, then how are you going to feel when you meet a new potential person? If you think from a female perspective that all men are bastards, or from a man's perspective, all women are bitches, that is if you're heterosexual, then how is that going to color your feelings about any person that you meet? You may be a little bit excited, but there'll be an underlying kind of sabotaging feeling just waiting for them to show you proof that they're a bitch or they're a bastard. And the feeling will be one of reservation, one of distrust. You'll be afraid to really commit to anybody if you're just waiting for them to show themselves as bastards or bitches. So your beliefs create your feelings. Your feelings then determine your actions, and your actions get your results. And if you look at this, this is like, oh, don't do that. Go back. This is like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So you start with your beliefs, you have your feelings, which causes your actions, which gets you results. Now your results then just actually prove that your beliefs were right in the first place. So it just reinforces the belief. This is what the subconscious mind does. Your subconscious mind is primed to do two things. One, it's primed to keep you safe. So whatever experiences you've had in the past, whatever limiting decisions you've made in the past, according to your experiences of life, then you have this belief, feelings, actions, results cycle. The second thing that your subconscious mind is primed to do is to actually prove that it's right. So it will look to supporting evidence to prove the beliefs are correct. Now you have something called the reticular activating system in the primal part of your brain. The reticular activation system is something that filters through what your subconscious mind is primed to believe. So, gosh, I forget the numbers now. I used to teach this all the time, but your subconscious mind processes something like 2,000 bits of information per second. Sorry, your conscious mind. Your conscious mind processes something like 2,000 bits of information per second, which sounds like a lot. But your subconscious mind is actually processing something like 6 billion pieces of information per second. 6 billion. So your subconscious mind is assessing all of this information that it is receiving and instantly filtering out everything that's irrelevant according to the subconscious mind. How amazing is that? Because if it fed through all that information, you would literally go insane. Your conscious mind would not be able to cope. It would send you freaking bonkers. So it instantly decides what's relevant and what's irrelevant. So for instance, say you're about to buy a brand new red Mazda sports car. You haven't seen many of these sports cars around. You think they're pretty unique, and you are super excited about getting this red Mazda sports car. You've just walked away from the dealer. You've actually signed on the dotted line because you've driven a few cars that morning and gone, this is my car. This is the one I want. Then you get in your old car because, of course, it's got to be ordered and made ready for you. And you drive away, and coming toward you, what do you see? Freaking exactly the same red Mazda sports car. And you're like, what? Then you get out of the highway, and then you see all of these red Mazda sports cars that are just like yours. And you're like, no, how does that happen? They weren't there before. They were there before. It's just that your reticular activating system filtered them out because they weren't relevant. Now you're looking for them. Now they're relevant. So it's proof. It's showing you proof. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to ask you some questions. Actually, I'm going to get you to think about a limiting belief that is holding you back from moving forward and getting the results that you want. What is a limiting belief or a fear? No, what is a limiting belief? A limiting belief about you or the landscape that is stopping you from moving forward. Thinking about those three things that I said before. It's not safe. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve it. I'm not perfect enough. Perfectionism. Which is an I am not enough syndrome. It's going to be hard. I am not enough. Others are better than me. Okay, Nicole. Nicole says my limiting beliefs are holding me back, which is also a limiting belief. So we can become addicted to this thing that I'm broken. So how about I put in here, I'm broken. Others are better than me. Yes, I don't know if you can actually read that, but it's there. Others are better than me. Okay. All right. So how, if your dominant belief is something like, I'm not perfect, it's going to be hard, I'm not enough, others are better than me, or I'm broken, or some other limiting belief, how are you going to feel? Throw some feelings at me. Unworthy. Good one. Bad. Hopeless. Yes, now we're getting down to it. Defeated. All great. Oh, useless. Oh, yes. Great, great feelings. Depressed. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for everybody who's participating. I really appreciate it. Empty. Okay, so I want you to sit with those feelings. They're uncomfortable. Sit with them. If you are in that state, so remember that that your state of mind underpins your ability to take the action that you need to take. So if you are feeling those feelings, imagine your state of mind. In that state of mind, when those feelings are dominating your field, your subconscious, your mental state, what actions do you think you're going to take? None. Zilch. Nothing. Yep. Zero. Yes. Procrastination. Yes. You're going to procrastinate. Absolutely. Yep. Avoidance. Actually, Michelle makes a really good point. Courses to figure out why, and that's partly where Megan says avoidance. That's a form of avoidance. If you're saying, oh, I just need to do this course and then I'm going to be ready, or I just need this program and then I'm going to be ready, that's avoidance. So distractions, unfocused. Yes. Sorry, my writing isn't that great. But you get the gist. Okay, so Catherine's saying I work hard as an altruist. I don't allow myself to receive. So it's identifying what the downside is of giving yourself permission to receive. And being an altruist, yes, but it's also looking at the cost. What's the cost? What is not just costing you? What is that? I want everybody to sit with this right now. This is really, really important. Thanks for bringing this up, Catherine. Because as healers, I know that many of you who are connected to me, you're healers, you're empaths, you're conscious entrepreneurs, you really want to help people in the world. And we have this giving thing. We just want to give. We just want people to be okay. And we are notorious for not necessarily being that great at receiving. But here's the thing about that. How many people can you serve when your cup is empty? How many people can you serve when your cup is empty? If your cup is full to overflowing, how many more people are you able to serve? So if you're giving and you're not giving yourself permission to receive, then your ability to help more and more people is seriously limited. Seriously limited. By giving yourself permission to receive and have the resources to expand your level of influence, to expand your reach, because it takes money. Sorry, but marketing takes money. There's only so much that you can do from an organic perspective. If you really want to scale, if you really want to help more people, and I know that each and every one of you here has the ability, the knowledge, the wisdom that I spoke about yesterday, day before yesterday. Each of you has some magic within you that is here to make a difference. So if you aren't really allowing yourself to receive and giving yourself permission to have the resources to expand your reach, your level of impact, then there are people who are going to continue to suffer because you're not there, because there may be other people out there, but they're not serving them the way you can serve them. There's this thing that people said, others are better than me. No, they're just different. They do it differently. You do it differently to them. Remember, I said that there's only one of you. Only one, just one. Never has been anybody like you, never will be anybody like you. And there are people there who will resonate with you specifically, with the way you teach, with the knowledge that you have, with the experience that you have, with whatever the product or service it is that you provide. It's going to help them in a very specific way. Now, clearly, if you're doing affiliate marketing, then maybe it's the difference is in the marketing and the way you do the marketing, and that people will resonate more with your marketing than they will with somebody else's marketing. So they're more likely to buy the product from you, and the product gives them the relief that they're looking for. It's still at the same equation. So thanks for bringing that up. So back to the chart. So if you're taking 0 actions, or you're procrastinating, or you're avoiding, and you're unfocused and you're distracted, what kind of results do you think you're going to get? Okay, yeah, 0, not very good ones. Disappointing results. Yep. Okay, so I've made my point. It's pretty clear. Failure to launch. Yes, Maria, I love that. Failure to launch. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe all this out. Give me 30 seconds. I'm really sorry, but I don't have an eraser, which is a bit dumb. They need to put an eraser on here. So I have to just undo all my scribbles. Here we go. Just about there. Okay. All right. Okay. So now what I want you to do is think about a supporting belief, a belief about you, about your success, about the world in general, about the landscape, a belief that will support you in your success. And it could be opposite to the one that you gave me before. So instead of that belief, okay, number 1, I deserve it. Yep. Okay, I am capable. Love it. I am infinitely powerful. Yes, Marissa. Marissa is in the house. Whoop. Good if I could write. Yeah, exactly. It might be easy. What if it doesn't have to be hard? What if it's actually easy? What if it's not as hard as I think it's going to be? Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? Last call. Last call. Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. Okay. All right. Pretty good. Supportive beliefs. Okay. All right. How are you going to feel? If you believe I deserve it, I'm capable, I am infinitely powerful, it might be easy. How is that going to make you feel? Which your feelings will determine your mental state. Yes. Strong. Unstoppable, Maria. Yes. My catchphrase. Unstoppable. Focused. Hopeful's good. Hopeful is definitely a step up from hopeless. Fulfilled. I love it. Capable. Yes. Oh, confident. Yes. Great words. Empowered. You guys are on it. That says empowered. Doesn't look like it, but it says empowered. Awesome. So you're feeling empowered, you're feeling strong, you're feeling unstoppable, confident, focused, hopeful, fulfilled, capable. What actions do you think you're going to take now? How is that going to change things for you? Action. Yep. Make me motivated. So you're going to feel motivated. When you feel motivated, what action will you take? What will you do differently that you weren't doing before when you had the disempowering beliefs, the beliefs that were undermining your ability to take action? Get shit done. Yes. Another one of my favorite catchphrases, get shit done, daily tasks, research, schedule time. Yes. Okay, Maria gets stuck at what actions to take. Okay, so you've got to put together a plan. And the question is, what is the fear that is causing you to get stuck at what actions to take? Because that's just that is a result. The result is that you get overwhelmed, you don't know what action to take, but there's a fear that underlines that. Because if you release your emotional attachment to the fear, the blocking belief, then all of a sudden you'll just take action. It doesn't matter what it is. It's like ready, fire, aim. Yes, you do your preparation, you do your due diligence, but you don't wait for it to be perfect. You don't wait to be perfect. You don't wait for you to be perfect. You don't wait for the action to be perfect. You take action and you fade your way forward fast. So action, not thoughts of action. Yes. So yeah, Marissa comes back to something, showing up authentically. So daily tasks, I like that because it is there is, as I said, the first training day, there is no substitute for commitment, consistency, and persistence. None, zero. So daily tasks are what get the job done. Daily tasks, scheduling time. Yes, I love that too. Because what most people do is they think, I'm going to do this today. And then they get busy. And then it's 10 o'clock and they're exhausted at night. And they're like, oh, I can't do it now. So you've got to schedule in the time to get shit done. Awesome. Yes, planning is absolutely essential. Absolutely essential. Okay, so you're getting shit done. You're doing your daily tasks. You're scheduling your time. You're taking, I'm going to put in massive action. What's going to happen up here? Progress. Yes. Yes, yes. I love that you said that, because on day one, remember I said about what Tony Robbins says, that what humans want most is progress. It is the most fulfilling, satisfying thing when you make progress. It doesn't matter that you might have only taken the first 2 or 3 steps towards your goal. That feeling, that satisfying feeling that you've actually made progress, is just the best feeling. Even if it didn't work out, which, let me tell you, most of the action you're going to take is not going to get you the result that you want. It's just not. Get used to it. But it's that being willing to consistently take the action and fail your way forward. You can do it fast or you can do it slow. I'm the kind of person who likes to rip the Band-Aid off as fast as possible. But if you want to take the slow road, that is entirely your choice. But as long as we're making progress, it is very satisfying to feel that way. Achieving goals, feeling satisfied. Yes. Satisfaction, which is a feeling in actual fact, but it's a good feeling. Buying a red sports car. Yes, Michelle. Freaking love it. Yes, buying the red sports car. Learning whether it worked or what to change. Yes, so there's learning. There's feedback, because failure is just feedback, right? So you are learning the path to success. Success is not a predetermined path. Success is something that the first day I said, Earl Nightingale, doing that a lot lately. Earl Nightingale. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So you are fun today, guys. You are really fun. Thank you for I love doing this stuff, but yes, you're making it lots of fun. So moving on. Ways to reveal your blocks. Right, I am missing a slide, and this slide is really important. So if you don't have a pen and a piece of paper, I want you to grab one, because I'm going to give you the 7. You've got the 3 primary blocks. It's not safe, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve it, right? Now, beyond that, you've got 8, and I've got to remember them now. 8 very specific fears. This is the importance of reviewing your presentation before you do it. Let me just... So there's the fear of change. The fear of change is one of the primary things that stop people, and it's a primal fear. So actually, let me stop sharing my screen for a moment. No, don't do that. How do I stop sharing my screen down here? Can I? Oh, I know. No. Go back. Go back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write them on here. Geez, talk about genius. Fear of change or the unknown. So fear of change or fear of the unknown. It's a primal fear. So better the devil you know than the devil you don't. We like what's familiar. We don't like surprises, or we like good surprises, but we don't like bad surprises. So we will gravitate toward the familiar, toward what we already know, even if it's not ideal, even if we are uncomfortable and we don't want what we've got. It's familiar. We know how to navigate it. It's safe. The unknown is not safe, because the unknown brings things that we don't know. We don't know if it's going to be better than what we've got. We don't know if it's safe in the unknown. So we have this primal fear of change and fear of the unknown. Then we have a fear of failure. So I don't have to talk about that one. That's pretty self-evident. If you've ever, stood in front of the class as a kid and felt shame or guilt or embarrassed or humiliated, there's a fear of failure. Fear of failure, by the way, kind of shows up as procrastinating on starting. You might have ideas and you might want to do something, but you never actually get started. Whereas the fear of success, which people are getting more and more familiar with now, shows up as you start something, but you actually don't follow through because you're afraid of the success that you might achieve. People go, why would you be afraid of success? Well, for instance, my story when I was at school, a very young child at school, I was just naturally good at school stuff, and I was always top of the class. The other kids who are really competitive, they didn't like that. So they decided to bully me because it was fun for them. And as they bullied me, they got the results that they wanted because I retreated and I became a very average student. So I deliberately sabotaged because school just came naturally to me. My brain just works really well with school stuff. And that form of education. So I naturally just performed really well. And then I underperformed and I didn't do the work and I became a really crap student, to be honest. I did anything but study. And I got really bad grades. And that served me because all of a sudden, nobody saw me, nobody noticed me. I wasn't the high achiever anymore. It stopped people bullying me and targeting me. So I got what I wanted. I got relief. So it took me quite some time to understand my psychological response and why I was never really going for goals and dreams. I was just in Groundhog Day, just getting through life, just doing what everybody else was doing because it was safe. So fear of success, fear of negative consequences. What if something goes wrong? What if something bad happens? And this comes back to not being safe and us not realizing our true power. So bad things happen. Sorry, that's life. Bad shit happens. But if you are infinitely powerful, then you are able to respond to it from a place of power, personal power. Rather than being at the mercy of what's happening, you will find a way to get a good result out of what seems like a bad situation. So fear of negative consequences, fear of loss, could be loss of money, loss of face, loss of friends, loss of family, loss of reputation, fear of rejection, judgment, criticism, huge, fear of humiliation, massive. I'm not enough is another belief, which is, also the first one. I'm not good enough. They're the three primary ones. I'm not enough, lack of self-worth. Lack of self-worth and self-confidence. And the last one, negative emotions, negative states. So if you have been on my trainings before, then you will have heard me say this, but you've got so many different emotional states, negative emotional states: sadness, anger, shame, guilt, overwhelm, jealousy. Is that even a word? My brain's really not in gear today. Powerlessness, disappointment. Jealousness is not a word. What am I thinking? Powerlessness, disappointment. So these negative states, emotional states, so anger is a very, very intense emotional state. And every emotional state produces negative emotional state, beg your pardon, produces acidity in the body. So there is a physical response to negative emotional states. And depending on the emotional state, depends on how much acidity the body exudes. Now, there was actually a scientific test done, believe it or not, that researchers took a group of people and they put them in situations that caused them to elicit certain states. And then they measured, they were making them sweat. So it was hot. They were making them sweat. They took the sweat and they measured the level of acidity in the sweat. Do you know that the emotions that brought out the most acidity consistently was not anger, was shame or guilt? How many people in the world are carrying around shame and guilt? It's the most destructive physically and emotionally. So if you are carrying sense of shame and guilt, and as I said, I'm working with clients, and I find that guilt, like sometimes it's survivor's guilt, or maybe it's achiever's guilt, guilt of having more than somebody else, then that is going to be hands down one of the biggest things that stops you from moving forward. So it's releasing your emotional attachment to these negative states. So they're the 8 primary blocks. Let's get rid of that. 90% of success is, okay, you tell me, 90% of success is what? In the chat, 90% of success is what? Tony Robbins is big on this, starts with M. What is action's a good one. Movement, yep. Getting shit done. They're good answers. Momentum, self-belief, big one. Motivation, all of these things are part of this, but it's not, you haven't quite got it yet. 90% of success is confidence, that's a part of it. It's mindset. Music. I'm a big fan of music. Music's awesome. Music really helps. But 90% of success is mindset. So when you have the right mindset, an unstoppable mindset, when you realize you are infinitely powerful, the right belief that causes an unstoppable mindset, game over. That is 90% of your success. When you have the right mindset, when you have the kind of attitude that you show up and you're like, I am just not stopping until I achieve my goal. That's it. I am just not stopping to achieve my goal. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. It doesn't matter how many challenges you face, because you will face challenges. If you have an unstoppable mindset, that is basically you are going to be successful. So 90% of your success is mindset. And that is my area of expertise. That is what I work with people most on. I help them with their business model and with their business structure and with setting up the automation and all that kind of stuff in the background, particularly with online business. I do help people, all kinds of business people and all kinds of entrepreneurs, but primarily online business people. And 90% of your success is mindset. Hands down. When you have the right mindset, you're sorted. So right now, you have to decide. You have a decision to make. And that decision is on multiple levels. So firstly, you have to decide what you want. Imperative. You have to decide what you want. Secondly, you have to decide to go all in. You have to decide to make it non-negotiable. Your goals need to be non-negotiable. You have to decide to do whatever it takes. You have to decide to get out of your own freaking way and get out of your comfort zone. You have to decide to adopt and develop the mindset of a wealthy and successful person. You have to decide to back yourself 100%, 150%, 1,000%. You have to decide to get out of your own way, decide to be resourceful, decide to do the internal work, decide to fail your way forward, decide that you're freaking worth it, you are good enough, and you do deserve it. Decide to build belief in yourself and decide to be your next success story. Are you going to be the victim or the victor? Decide right now. What's it going to be? Nobody else can do this for you. It's up to you. That saying, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. That has to be your mantra. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. Nobody's going to come to save you. Nobody's going to come to do it for you. It's up to you. If you want this, it's up to you. So what are you going to decide to do? Great one, Marissa. Already decided to win. You have to decide to win, and you have to decide to play to win instead of playing not to lose. Write them down and repeat slowly. Okay. I will send them out in the email with the replay. There you go. So they're the decisions that you need to make. What are you going to decide right now? Marissa's already decided to win. Who else? What are you deciding right now, this moment? I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out right now. What are you deciding? Because if you don't decide, it's never going to freaking happen. Megan's feeling resistance to deciding. Maybe you need to tap on that. What is the downside of deciding? We're going to go into some strategies to actually uncover what's blocking you in just a minute. So Maria, I'm deciding to go all in. Fantastic. Marissa's deciding to take action. Michelle, I'm going to be the victor. Awesome. I love it. Do you realize the decision that you're making right now will change your future? It will change your life. And once you've made the decision, you need to keep reinforcing the decision. You need to keep making the same decision day in, day out. Not wake up tomorrow morning. It's a bit like these useless New Year's resolutions that people make. January 1st, I'm going to get fit and healthy. I'm going to lose 20 kilos. I'm going to be, super fit this year. This is the year it's going to happen. I'm going to go and join the gym. And then January 2nd, when everything opens, they go and join the gym and they do their first workout. And January 3rd, they wake up and they're feeling a bit sore and they're like, that's okay, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to go in and I'm going to do it. And they go in and they work out. And then January 4 comes and they're feeling really tired and their body's really tired and they're feeling sore and sorry for themselves. Like, oh, I've been really good the last 2 days. I'm just going to give myself a rest. And then January 5 comes along. It's like, yeah, I'm still not feeling it. No, I'll give myself another rest. Boom, game over. It's done. The rest of the year is going to pan out like every other year before. Stephen, I am worthy. Yes, I am worthy. Those I am statements are so powerful. I am, whatever comes after that is a self-fulfilling prophecy. And you have to believe it with every fiber and cell of your being. I am worthy. I am good enough. I am capable. I am unstoppable. Decide to remove all the blocks. Yes, I love it, Marissa. So I want you to really think about that. Okay, so what is the big goal you're going to commit to? You don't necessarily have to decide that right now, but have a think about that. If you already know what big goal you're committing to, is it a financial goal? Is it how many people you're going to influence? Is it how much of your product you're going to sell? Is it how many people you're going to get into to serve this year? How many people are you going to serve this year? Next year, 2023. How many people are you going to serve in 2023? I don't care whether you're selling a product or a service. You are serving people. And if you are a conscious entrepreneur, then I highly recommend that your goals revolve around that service. How many people you're going to help, how many people you're going to serve. Because certain personalities will thrive on money goals, but very few. Most people will be far more driven by a cause goal, by a goal where they're helping people and helping people to achieve a certain outcome, helping people to achieve relief from their pain. So what goal are you going to commit to? And when you actually map out your goals, it's important that you understand what your values are and align your goals with your values. So if money is one of your top 3 values, then set a money goal. But if it's not, set a goal that aligns with your values and then look at how to monetize that goal. These people who pay attention. One of my biggest learnings in the beginning of business, because I just wanted to help everybody. One of my biggest learnings was that people who pay attention. People who don't pay appreciate what you do, but they don't necessarily go and do something with it. I guarantee you the vast majority of people who listen to this training may be impacted by it, but it's free. They're not actually going to go away and do something with it that is so meaningful and so impactful that it is life-changing. But if someone pays me a certain amount of money for my coaching, then they've got skin in the game. They've committed to themselves. It's not about them paying me. It's about the fact that they have committed to themselves. There is an exchange. They have backed themselves and said, I'm worth it. I'm doing it. I'm going for it. That exchange, that financial exchange, isn't really about me. Yes, I need to be effective at the service that I deliver, but it's more about them saying, I'm doing this. I'm committing to myself. That's the biggest part about people paying, believe it or not. Yes, absolutely. Marisa, you need money to fulfill your purpose. Whether we like it or not, we need money on this planet. In this financial system that we have, we need money. Unless you want to go and live out in the bush and learn how to forage and do that, then you can go and do that. But if you want to live in our society, you need money, honey. It's just a reality. It's a fact. Learn to love it. Learn to love money for what it will do for you, for the impact that it will allow you to make. Change your relationship with money so you can be the best that you can possibly be, so you can show up in the best possible way, so you can impact more people and live the life that you want to live. Nothing wrong with that. A lot of fun stuff to do on this planet. Why not? Why would you deprive yourself of being able to do all the fun stuff that we can do on this planet? Who is that serving? Is your being broke serving anyone right now? Type it in the chat. I don't know if you're broke. Maybe you're not broke. But if you were broke, is being broke serving anyone right now? Certainly not serving you. Well, it might be serving your limiting beliefs or your self-worth. But is it really serving anybody right now? Sorry if I'm throwing some tough stuff at you, but I really want you to get this. I want this to be a changing day in your life. Who says that? Bloody Phil, Dr. Phil. This is going to be a changing day in your life. Oh, dear. Doesn't serve anybody. Exactly, Marisa. So, I like this. You can make, or you can make, but you can't do both. If you've been here before, you know the answer. You can make this, or you can make that, but you can't do both. What? Fill in the blank for me. You can make, we were just talking about it. I've got no water left. Come on, dig deep, dig deep. No? Nobody? Okay. I will write it in pink for you. Actually, I should write it in green. Green stuff. You can make money, Yeah, similar, Lisa. Or you can make excuses, but you cannot do both. And your reasons are just excuses. And yes, I know some people, they've got their backs to the wall and they have it tough and it's hard. I get that. But you can use those reasons as excuses to stop you, or you can decide that nothing's going to stop you, that you are going to be unstoppable, that you are going to overcome any challenge, any adversity, anything that is standing in your way. And I'm not meaning to diminish some of the challenges people face or how hard it might be to overcome those challenges. But I mean, have you ever watched one of those YouTube videos, those motivational YouTube videos where people overcome some of the greatest adversity? Have you ever seen some of those inspirational videos where you have people who are born with serious disabilities, like, you know, thalidomide children with missing limbs, and yet they achieve some amazing things? There was a guy here in Australia who had no legs who did the freaking Kokoda Trail. Now, if in America you don't know what the Kokoda Trail is, freaking look it up. It's like one of these pinnacle treks that people go to do. It was the history of the Kokoda Trail is that the Allied forces, Australia and New Zealand forces, basically did the Kokoda Trail. They survived by getting out of their situation by trekking the Kokoda Trail, and it is brutal. This guy did it no legs. He crawled on his arms to do the Kokoda Trail. Like, WTF? There's no way. It's just no way. I can't even imagine pushing myself to do something like that. But it meant something to him. It was valuable to him. So, time plus effort equals progress. Progress is one of the most valuable things you can achieve. The amount of time that you put in and the effort that you put in is going to equate to progress. And it's effective action. That's the word I was looking for like an hour ago. It's the effective action that you need to take. So it's really identifying what is the most effective way to spend your time and the effective effort to put in that's going to get you the most progress. That's key, because you can spend time and effort and get no progress whatsoever. You might learn some stuff, but it's really being able to hone in and get your strategic action plan in place that you believe is going to get you the biggest bang for your buck. There's no guarantees, and you may find that your efforts didn't actually achieve the result that you want. But as long as you are putting in the effort to identify what you believe is going to be the best way to spend your time, the best way to put the effort in, if you're going to put the effort in, you may as well do the stuff that's going to get you the result that you want. Don't you think? Unless you want to stay on that treadmill for the rest of your life. So this is key. How are you showing up? Are you showing up in the kind of mental state that is going to get you the progress? Now, all of this presentation, it's basically been all about you. I don't want you to forget that you are co-creating with the universe. So when you show up in a mental and emotional state that is high vibration, you are enlisting the force. The force is with you, basically. The force of the universe, the force of source. Oh, I like that. The force of source is with you, co-creating with you. When you're in a low vibrational state, you are still co-creating with the universe, but it's nowhere near as powerful. So how are you showing up? Now, you can change your mental and emotional state in a variety of ways. You can change your mental and emotional state in a moment. So say, for instance, you are having a really happy day and then you get really bad news. How quickly does your emotional state change? Instantly. You go from happy and carefree to, holy crap, my whole life just imploded. or that's the feeling. That's not the truth, but that's the feeling that happens. Your emotional state can change instantly. You can deliberately change your emotional state by doing things that increase your emotional state, that elevate your vibration and your frequency. So if you have a moment like that where you are impacted by bad news or something bad happening, then I'm not suggesting that you have the emotional intelligence to go from, holy crap, my whole life exploded, to back to La La Land and Pollyanna within a nanosecond. There's a process that you need to go through in that respect. However, if you get out of bed and you're feeling really down and like blah and blah, and you don't want to do anything, you just want to curl up back in bed, there are ways that you can change your emotional state. Now, EFT tapping is one of my favorites to be able to, but you need to identify what the cause of that emotional state is. You can just actually, that's wrong. Scrap that. Just wipe what I just said. Erase. You can actually use tapping, and tapping is very, very effective at releasing the emotional state. Another way is to find the cause of the emotional state and actually release your emotional attachment to that. Find the belief and release the belief. So why should you listen to a word I say when crap like that comes out of my mouth? But anyway, how are you showing up? And you can do other things like what makes you happy. So if you're feeling unhappy, what makes you happy? Good music, dancing, being in the garden, patting a puppy, reading a good book, watching a motivational video. Like those motivational videos, gosh, they really have the capacity to change your emotional state very, very quickly. So have a process that you go through when you know that you have a lot to get through, when you know that you have a goal to achieve and you have no time to waste, then don't allow your emotional state to dictate what you do that day. Decide to change your emotional state, however that works for you. Go for a walk in nature. Bloody brilliant way to change our state. Make a decision. Walk out your front door. Turn around. Actually, maybe walk down the stairs, maybe walk 10 minutes. Decide to leave all your cares and woes and worries before you walk back in that door. And if you want to later on, you can walk back out the door and pick them up again. Don't know why you would do that, but how are you showing up? Are you showing up in the best emotional state that you can? Now, sometimes that is not going to be, depending on what might be going on in your life. Sometimes it might be really shitty and you might need professional help to overcome something that's really going on for you. Maybe you're experiencing a chemical imbalance that is causing depression. It's not always easy, but it is doable. You just need to be prepared. And if that's where you're at, if you are that low, then you need to go and get professional help. You need to decide that you're not going to languish in that state anymore. You're not going to live another freaking day in that state, because the decision is the point of change. The decision is the point of change. How bad do you want the change? I'm smashing you guys today, aren't I? I'm not going to make excuses for that. I really want this to transform your life. I really do. And if I'm hitting it hard, then I hope it's impacting you. Okay, what if nothing happens? What if you don't do anything with this? What if you keep perpetuating the same cycle that you've been repeating that is clearly unsatisfying for you? Because if you weren't on this training right now, then, and you were off doing something else, then, you know, I would potentially think that maybe you are fully satisfied. The fact that you're on this training means you are searching for something, means that something is not satisfying in your life right now, whatever that might be. What if nothing changes? What if you're in the same situation in 12 months? What if nothing changes and you're in the same situation in 2 years? I want you to seriously think about this. What if nothing changes and you're in the same situation in 5 years? Exactly, Michelle. If nothing changes, nothing changes. I want you to sit with that possibility. What if nothing changes in 5 years' time? What if you don't change? Then nothing changes. Because remember, the change starts with you. You have to be the change. So if you don't change what you're doing, if you don't change the internal landscape that you have, the mindset that you have, nothing will change. What if in 5 years' time you're in the same position that you are now? Is that acceptable to you? Put yourself in that scenario. You are 5 years older. It is 4 days from Christmas, 2027. Nothing's changed. You're still in the same situation you were today. Glad to hear it, Marissa. Not acceptable. I hope that that is completely unacceptable. I hope that you think about being in the same situation this time, 21st of December, 2023, and I hope that is unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. A waste of 5 years. Boom. Okay, now I've dropped you in that pretty horrible, yucky space. What if that decision that you made 20, 30 minutes ago, what if you take that decision and you continue to make that decision every day? You continue to make your goals non-negotiable. You continue to show up every single day and go all in on your goals, your dreams. What if you decide to be unstoppable? And within 12 months, do you know how much could change within 12 months? Everything. Your whole world could be completely different in 12 months. People overestimate what they can achieve in the short term and underestimate what they can achieve in the long term. And remember, it is incremental progress every day that gets you massive change over a period of time. It's building the foundations, getting those solid. It's developing the confidence, the self-belief, the self-worth over a period of time. It's showing up every day. That every day, if you make just 1% progress, every day make 1% progress, then, I mean, there's 365 days in a year, but it's actually way more than 365 days. 365%, because you have the accumulation effect. And I've not worked that out, but if you've done that penny exercise, whereby, do you want me to give you $1 million or do you want me to give you a penny and then double it every single day for 30 days? It's mind-blowing. I think it ends up being something like $5 million. If you have a penny and then you double it each day, double the result each day, you get something like $4 million. I know somebody in here will know the exact number, but it's way more than if somebody just gives you $1 million. The effect is accumulative. So your progress, if you make 1% progress every day, the progress over a whole year is mind-blowing. Your entire life will look completely different. Your entire life could look completely different in 6 months, in 3 months, if you go all in. What if December 21st, 2023, you can sit back and go, holy crap, what a year. I had all these challenges and man, I did not believe I could do it. I did not believe that I could actually achieve that. And it was way better than I thought. You know, sometimes it was really hard and sometimes I really wanted to give up, but geez, I am so proud of myself because I did it and I pushed through and I achieved my goal and it's changed my life. Remember I said 20 minutes ago, what goal are you going to commit to? I want you to think about that goal. The next 24 hours, I'm going to set you a couple of tasks. One is set a goal. And I want you to imagine achieving that goal. How does it feel achieving that goal? What kind of ripple effect is it going to have? How does it impact your life? And if you're achieving a cause goal or an impact goal, then also choose a money goal. The money goal may not be the driving force, but you need to monetize whatever it is that you're doing if you want to create wealth, success, have more money to be able to create more impact in your life. So I want you to sit and think about the impact on all the various areas on your life, on your relationships, potentially on your health, on your emotional well-being, on the kind of life that you live, on the people around you, on the people you're serving. I want you to really think about that. What if? Janine, momentum changes everything. Hello, beautiful Janine. Okay. God, this presentation's gone way longer than I anticipated, but let's keep going. I hope you're finding this valuable. Are you finding this valuable? Please type in the chat if you're finding this valuable. I can talk underwater if you couldn't notice. Awesome. Okay, cool. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you. I very much honor and value the time that you are choosing to spend with me. So I'm trying to be as impactful as possible. Okay, so let me help you with what I know to be the 3 factors that are stopping you from making your dreams a reality. You have 1 or more of these 3 blocks, the 8 mindset blocks. That's where it is. I didn't miss it out at all. I've already done it. You don't have the most important belief for success, which is, oh, how did that happen? Stop, go back. Bring up the thing. You don't have the most important belief for success, which is, where's my thing? Where did it go? You don't have the most important belief for success, which is, oh, where's my thing? I can. Self-belief. Belief that you can do it. And Tony Robbins says, if I can't, I must. For somebody who's not really a fan of Tony Robbins, geez, I quote him a lot. He's good at what he does. I personally, I'm certainly not going to attend his programs. Never say never, but it's just not my jam. If he says, if you can't, you must. So when you believe you can, then it's, I will. I can, and I will. So the most important belief for success is the belief in you. Once you believe in yourself, it's inevitable. This is how you make your success inevitable. You build massive belief in yourself, your ability to overcome any setback, any failure, anything that's not working. Okay. Stephen, the more I have, the more I can do and help. Yes, I love that. So there is something that you don't know. So this is a story from T. Harv Eker, the files of T. Harv Eker. So he failed at something like 11 businesses in 10 years, and he was feeling pretty down and out. I mean, that's a pretty tenacious dude, somebody who's willing to try and keep failing, keep failing, and keep failing. And he was feeling pretty low at that point and about to give up. And he had a conversation with a friend of his father's, and his father's friend said to him, Harv, if you haven't achieved your goal yet, then it's just something that you don't know. Now, that could be information that you need. It could be that you don't know the right formula for you yet. Remember the first day I spoke about your unique wealth formula. Maybe you don't know what that unique wealth formula is yet. Maybe you don't know just how powerful you truly are. But right now, if you're not achieving the progress or the results that you want, then there is something that you don't know. So you need to decide that you're going to figure that thing out. And nothing is going to stop you or get in your way or stop you from figuring that thing out. What is it that you don't know? Here's a question for you. What are you pretending not to know? Where are we going with this? Okay, so rich person mindset versus broke person mindset. Same deal as playing to win or playing not to lose. How are you making your decisions? Are you making your decisions with a rich person mindset? As in, if you see an opportunity, are you coming up with an excuses and going, oh, I don't have enough money. Oh, I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I'm not enough. Or rich person mindset, right, okay, so don't necessarily have the resources right now. How can I get the resources to take advantage of this? Great opportunity. You can see massive win on the back of the opportunity. You can come at it with a rich person mindset and go, not the right time. I'm not the right person. I don't have the resources. You know, I went on a trip to Brazil a few years ago with millionaires and multi-millionaires and billionaires. It was freaking awesome. And it was a think tank. And we went to Brazil. We had a lot of fun too. But it was 10 days in Brazil. It was very challenging. And what I really noticed about the mindset in that room of the multimillionaires and the billionaires, there was no shortage of outrageous ideas, fabulous ideas, but like really outrageous. I thought I was a big thinker until I got in that room and I went, whoa, I just haven't even begun to realize my potential. This is the value of surrounding yourself with people who are really in the game, who are doing it, who have achieved stuff. There was some people on the cruise, it wasn't a cruise, on the trip, who weren't at that level. Like me, I wasn't at the multi-million-dollar level or the billion-dollar level, but it really forced me to look at my level of thinking. It didn't matter how big their goals were, how massively outrageous they were. Most of them did not have the resources to actually achieve those things. But that was never an issue. That was never going to stop them. They didn't go, oh, that's a really good idea, but I don't have the money or I don't have the resources. It was always, how can I get the resources? This is the whole point of my t-shirts, Conscious Billionaire. It is about the mindset, the billionaire mindset. When you have a billionaire mindset, nothing stops you. And your network is, your net worth is equal to your net work. So if they didn't have the resources, they would find a way to borrow it, get a loan. They would go to their network. They would use OPM, other people's money. Using other people's money is really cool. A credit card is other people's money. What are you using that credit card for? Are you use it in a way to expand yourself, or you are just buying useless shit that's not just going to get you into more debt? So rich person mindset versus broke person mindset, worlds apart. Every time you make a decision, think, am I coming at this with a rich person mindset? And I'm not talking about buying cool stuff. I'm not talking about going and blowing money on shit that's never going to make an impact in your life or make a difference. I have a girlfriend in the UK who she, for a whole year in 2012, 10 years ago, she was a compulsive spender. She would just, because she was on a good salary, she would just go out and blow her money on whatever. For whatever reason, I don't know what triggered the decision, but she made a decision not to buy anything new or secondhand for 12 months. She saved something like over $50,000 and she bought a house with that money. Boom. 365 days, life-changing. All she did was not buy anything new or secondhand for 12 months. That was it. She took that money and she squirreled it away and she bought herself an incredible asset, set herself up. She is now living in the UK, completely debt-free, just bought a house in the UK for cash. Do you know how much real estate is in the UK? Just bought a house in the UK for cash, and she has money left over. Life-changing stuff. So that's not a broke person mindset. That is thinking about, that is a rich person mindset. That is looking at money as a valuable asset and go, what do I do with this valuable asset? Do I blow it on crap, or do I do something with it? Do I invest it in something that will change my life? Totally different mindset. So this is tomorrow. Freedom from fear is tomorrow. So this is where I haven't even told you about the strategies yet. Holy crap. All right. Why is that not in there? All right, let's go back here. And here are some, missed some slides. Sorry. So I'm going to write this in. So here are some great strategies for uncovering the limiting beliefs. And I didn't give you the second secret yesterday either. Nobody pulled me up on that. I didn't give you the second secret. I will give you the second secret before you go today. I know we're over time. Stick with me. So let's have a look at strategies to uncover your blocks. What are the beliefs that are holding you back? So firstly, what's slowing me down? This is a question. Write it down. Slowing me down, standing in the way, stopping me from achieving whatever it is. What's slowing me down, standing in the way, or stopping me? You are asking these questions to the subconscious mind. These questions, you sit with these questions, and you don't just take the first 2 or 3 or 4 answers that come to you really easily. You find the ones that are buried in the subconscious. That takes time, and you need to dedicate the time to sit and pull as much as you can out of your brain. What's slowing me down, standing in the way, stopping me from being wealthy, stopping me from achieving success, stopping me from realizing my goals, stopping me from living my best life, stopping me from finding my ideal partner. What's slowing me down, standing in the way, or stopping me? Okay, so these are the questioning strategies, right? Next one. What am I pretending not to know? That's a great question. What am I pretending not to know? Do you realize that you have access to universal intelligence? Do you realize that universal intelligence knows everything? So why aren't you leveraging universal intelligence? Ask your subconscious, what am I pretending not to know? Okay, so next one. What's the downside of achieving my goal? Second one, what's the upside of staying where I am? Staying stuck. So people might say, but I want to be wealthy. What is the downside of being wealthy? Good question. If you're not wealthy yet, your subconscious mind perceives there is a downside. Doesn't mean it's right, but it perceives it's a downside. It may be that when I'm rich, my family won't love me anymore. When I'm rich, my friends will desert me. It's lonely at the top. When I'm rich and wealthy, I'll have to give up something. When I'm rich and wealthy, I'll be a target for people. It's not safe. So a little story. I was just thinking about this the other day. I read a book ages ago called The Connection by Dr. Eric Pearl. Some of you may have read it. Oh, what happened to my page? I hate that. Come back. There we go. Dr. Eric Pearl, he does this connection method, and he achieves phenomenal things for people, healing their pain, all this other stuff, right, with his connection method. He had several women come to him who'd been in a car accident. They'd been in an accident, and they all had all sort of varying sorts of types of injuries. They were in pain, and they spent an entire week going to him for therapy, for his connection therapy. None of them made significant progress. He was so bewildered. He did not know what the hell was going on. He was like, that's really weird. He's never had that before, until he found out that they were in the middle of a lawsuit because of the accident. So the downside of them being pain-free was they wouldn't get the payout from the court case that they were in the middle of. The upside of staying in pain was the financial payout. It was more important to them to get the financial payout than it was to be pain-free. This is what the subconscious mind does. It looks at the risks versus benefits, and it goes, no, risk way outweighs the benefit. We're not going anywhere, baby. We're staying right here in our comfort zone, in what we know is familiar. So what's the downside of achieving my goal? What's the upside of staying where I am? What's the upside of staying stuck? Really powerful questions. Okay, other strategies. Oh, that's not going to work now. Because I got off the page. Bugger. Oh, that worked. Oh, no, that didn't work. Okay, so other strategies. I'm just going to tell you what they are. Journaling. Journaling, fantastic strategy. Sit there and just journal. You can ask questions and journal. You can write out your goals. You can sit and think about, what's my resistance to achieving my goals? What's the resistance, Megan, to deciding on what I'm going to achieve? What is this resistance? Where is it coming from? Why am I getting in my own way? So journaling and writing out your goals is freaking amazing. Another strategy for, so here's a way to write your goals out. You future pace it. It is now, whatever the date is. So you set a date, a goal date. It is now. And I have achieved. And it feels. So great way to future pace yourself. Then what I recommend you do for your goal is, with that date, you record a video. This is a very powerful tactic, strategy, is you take your goal and you record a video as if it is that future pace date. I'll come back to that, Marissa. So, and then you record the video as it, oh my God, it is March 21st, 3 months from now. It is March 21st, and I cannot believe that I have achieved this goal. It is freaking amazing. I feel so proud of myself. This is a game changer. This means I'm going to be able to do this, and I've already done this. And what does that mean to you? Record a video and then watch it each and every morning and each and every night, because this is wiring your brain. It's wiring your brain. Of course, you can do release strategies like EFT tapping and other release strategies to let go of the emotional attachment to whatever you have just discovered is slowing you down and stopping you. And I can guarantee, if you do a video and you watch it every morning and every night, your blocks will come up right in your face. Because what happens is the subconscious goes, oh, you want to go there? Wow. Okay, we've got some work to do. Look at this block. Look at this block. Look at this belief. Oh, look at this one. Yeah, I know, a bit painful, hun. Sorry about that. But you got to deal with this shit if that's where you're going. This is the way the subconscious mind works. It's freaking awesome. Your subconscious mind is so powerful. This is how you leverage it. Uncovering your blocks is the key, because once you uncover them, once you know what they are, then you can actually do something about them. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up. You can still, I've got, oh gosh, I've actually got 11 o'clock, 10 minutes time before my next booking. But I still have some bookings available in the next couple of days, even on Christmas Eve. So you can go to that link and book a call with me if you are ready to go all in. If you are going to come on the call and give me excuses as to why you can't take the action, or you're not ready, or whatever it is, please don't book a call. If you are ready to go all in on your dreams, then this is for you. It is a free 30-minute strategy call. There are only a handful of spots available. I will help to identify, depending where you're at, what your biggest problems and challenges are, and help you to solve those biggest problems and challenges, and give you some strategies that you can use to move forward. And so if you're ready to go all in, then make sure you do that. This is setting you up for 2023. So Marisa, great question. What if we don't know the answers? That's irrelevant. That is irrelevant. You're working with the subconscious mind, remember? The subconscious mind knows everything. Whatever beliefs you have, the subconscious mind has locked them in for a reason. It's not safe, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve it. So you sit with the question and you allow the subconscious to provide the answer. And you don't walk away until you get the answer. But you're working with the subconscious, and the subconscious mind knows everything. So it's actually, what am I pretending not to know? Because you know, you do know. It's enlisting the power of the subconscious mind to get the answer, so you know what to work with. And this is the job that you have for the next 24 hours. The strategies that I just gave you, I want you to go away and use them, because there are going to be people in the hot seat tomorrow. And I'm going to be working with them to clear their goals. Now, even if you do not want to be in the hot seat, if you're a little bit shy, if you don't want to, it can be very confronting, particularly when you've got other people there. Come anyway, because you're going to get what's called borrowing benefits. I love borrowing benefits. Do you know the biggest progress that I have ever made has been in programs where it's a group program, believe it or not. Some people don't like group programs. I freaking love them, because people bring up shit that I've never even thought of. And I go, oh, I didn't realize I had that. It's called borrowing benefits. And you get to work with other people. And I can guarantee you that the people who I will be working with, there will be a thread in there somewhere that is related to stuff that you have. And we're going to be tapping a lot and doing a lot of release strategies that's going to help you to release shit. Some shit you don't even know you got. But if you do want to be in the hot seat with me, then please do the homework. As I said, don't just show up and go, I've got money blocks. It gives me nothing to work with. I need something to work with. So that's your homework before tomorrow. Any questions, any other questions before we go today? Thank you so much for sticking with me right to the end. It's been an epic, it's almost 2 hours. Oh my God. I do hope this is valuable. What's your biggest takeaway from today? Let me know what your biggest takeaway from today is. You're very welcome, Marisa. What is your biggest takeaway from today? Let me know. Just one thing. Out of everything that I've shared with you, changing my beliefs. You know, you can change anything up here. Neuroplasticity. They didn't know about 15 years ago about neuroplasticity. The saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Sorry if that's bothering you, that somebody's mowing their lawn. But it's actually rubbish. They found out about 15 years ago that the brain has incredible neuroplasticity. You can rewire your brain. I don't care how old you are, you can rewire your brain. I don't care how embedded those beliefs are, you can rewire your brain. I don't care how screwed up you think you are, you can rewire your brain. Exactly, Lisa. How many people are you going to serve? I love it. Mindset millionaire. Yes. Making a video of yourself. Cool. How many excuses I have and the sport team analogy. Super cool. So, look, if you're finding this really impactful, then share it with somebody else that you know can really benefit from this. It's free. They just have to register. And I would love more and more and more people to get a hold of this information to be able to impact more people. So if you're finding it helpful and you know people benefit from it, then please share it out. I will send out the replay later today. And I just love you loads. And I do really want you to be successful. The reason I keep showing up is for you, is because I truly, deeply, madly want you to be massively successful. I massively want you to be able to live your goals and dreams. I want you to be out there impacting the world, achieving great things, helping others. I want that for you. How badly do you want it for yourself? Okay. Mwah. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Come and play. It's going to be awesome. See you soon. Bye. Oh, I forgot the second challenge. Don't go. Don't go. The second secret that I didn't share with you yesterday. I almost forgot again. The second secret is living from the fifth dimension. Living from the fifth dimension. We are currently transitioning from the third dimensional reality into the fifth dimensional reality. When you decide to live from the fifth dimension, so much changes. It is so much easier. The fifth dimension is already available for you. You just have to decide to be in the fifth dimension. That's it. I'm not going to go into more detail because I need to wrap it up. But love you all so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.